Hello, I'm Camelia and this is Kini News. Step aside TikTok because there's a hot new mobile app in town. It's called MyJPJ and it's part of the Transport Minister's push to go digital. While you're unlikely to find fun dance videos on it, you can expect to find all you need to be roadworthy on Malaysian roads. Motor vehicle licenses, also known as road tax stickers, are no longer required to be displayed on privately owned vehicles effective today. The decision was announced by Transport Minister Anthony Loke this morning.
Mulai 10 Februari 2023, iaitu hari ini, pemilik kenderaan persendirian yang merupakan warga negara Malaysia boleh menggunakan mod paparan LKM digital ataupun e-LKM melalui portal awam e-LKM dan LMM digital e-LMM lesen pemandu Malaysia melalui portal awam JPJ atau aplikasi mobile MyJPJ.
The minister stated that this change will be implemented in stages, with the first phase affecting individual private vehicles, including motorcycles owned by Malaysians.
Saya mengalu-alukan semua pemandu dan pemilik kenderaan untuk beralih ke platform digital. Dengan pendigitalan, keadaan sesak dan beratur panjang di kaunter JPJ akan berkurang, dan ini akan menyumbang kepada peningkatan produktiviti dan keselesaan rakyat.
However, he said that drivers and vehicle owners can still display their road tax stickers during the interim period of the digital transition. Loke added that enforcement will be carried out against any individuals driving without valid licenses. Muhyiddin has rubbished allegations that his family members received contracts while he was Prime Minister. According to him, it's another move to discredit his legacy. Muhyiddin Yassin has denied any involvement in the award of a lucrative contract allegedly linked to his son-in-law, Adlan Berhan. This comes after a report that the MACC was investigating the award. The probe was initiated on the grounds of possible abuse of power in the National Integrated Immigration System. However, the former Prime Minister called this an attempt by the current administration led by Prime Minister Anwar to tarnish his and his family's dignity. In a statement released last night, Muhyiddin said he strongly denied this accusation. He added that it was malicious slander deliberately designed to tarnish his dignity and that of his family. Elaborating, he said as the Prime Minister at the time, he was not involved at all in the process of awarding the contract to NIISe Corporation Berhad, which was carried out through an open tender. He also revealed that the contract procurement process was made according to the government's normal procurement procedures under the purview of the Finance Ministry and related ministries. Muhyiddin said none of his family members have links in NIISe Corporation Berhad, either as company directors or shareholders. It's safe to say most doctors are amazing people, and most people would trust a doctor with their lives. However, if the allegations in the next story are true, it shows that a noble profession may not truly represent who someone is as a person. The police have arrested a doctor at the Kemaman Hospital for allegedly molesting a 12-year-old female patient at the children's ward. Terengganu Police Chief Rohaimi Issa said the 30-year-old doctor was arrested at about 1:50 p.m. yesterday after a report was lodged by the girl's mother. According to the victim, the doctor who treated her had opened her blouse and touched her. The doctor also allegedly took pictures of the minor using his handphone. Rohaimi said the police had also seized the suspect's phone to facilitate the probe. The suspect will be taken to court today to obtain a remand order for investigation. The probe is being carried out under Section 14(a) of the Sexual Offences Against Children Act for physical sexual assault. The Malaysian political landscape surely has changed since GE15, and according to one lawmaker, it's the kind of change that could propel Malaysia forward. Bangi MP Shahrizan is learning to cope with the paradigm shift of the nation's political landscape. The first time MP has suddenly found himself part of a federal government coalition that also includes the one-time dominant BN. However, as the DAP man told Malaysia Kini in an exclusive interview, he views the unexpected GE15 results as a real opportunity for Malaysia to move forward from its long-time quagmire.
We are now together with UMNO in the federal government. At least some of the attacks against us have quietened down. So I think this gives us the opportunity to actually move forward with a more policy-oriented politics, where you're not talking about race and religion, but about policies, about issues, and it allows for, I suppose, more interactions when it comes to certain common issues.
Shahrizan expressed the hope that this new dynamic would see a shift away from toxic and divisive politics.
In fact, if you look at my campaigns, a lot of it was attacking UMNO, and I think it's everywhere. This is everywhere. But now that we have this situation, it means that it gives the opportunity for us to actually reset our political discourse and our political makeup.
He pointed out that his constituency has shifted away from BN more than 15 years ago. The 2018 general election, in which UMNO BN dominance was finally ended, was a seismic shift, and yet the old order has fallen in a way without being clear what the new order is. Shahrizan feels that people should not be afraid to step up and shape the future. He speculated that moving forward, even if there's no electoral cooperation between Harapan, BN and other parties in the government, the way that politics is done will change. Nonetheless, the fact that PAS is the largest single party in the Dewan Rakyat is not lost on Shahrizan. The Perikatan Nasional Shadow Cabinet was criticized for not being diverse enough, yet the coalition is gaining strength in many of the rural states that represent the Malay heartland. A survey has found that only 20% of those interviewed are not happy with Anwar Ibrahim's leadership. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has received positive ratings from over 2/3 of the respondents interviewed for a survey, or 68%. The survey by Merdeka Center was carried out in the second month after GE15. Anwar's approval ratings were highest among Indians, coming in at 91%. This was followed by Chinese respondents with a rating of 73%. He received about 70% approval rating from Sabah and Sarawak's Bumiputra respondents and 60% from Malays. Some 20% of the respondents voiced dissatisfaction with Anwar's performance at the time. The same survey also saw 54% of the respondents saying they were satisfied with the overall performance of the new federal government. Meanwhile, 25% reported dissatisfaction. There's no place for racism in Malaysia, and that is universal, regardless of which side of the political spectrum you're on. The government's action against a national hockey player has been supported by even those in the opposition. Bersatu Deputy President Ahmad Faizal Azumu has voiced his support for the Youth and Sports Ministry decision to suspend national women's hockey player Hanis Nadia On over her alleged racial remark. In a statement today, the former Youth and Sports Minister said that it was a timely move. Faizal said this is as there is no space for racially charged comments in multiracial Malaysia. He said mutual respect among all races is the basis of our society, and as a national hockey player, Hanis should be held responsible for her comments. He also called on the National Sports Council and the Malaysian Hockey Confederation to provide the necessary support for Hanis despite her suspension. The former minister's view is in contrast to his ally, past youth chief Ahmad Fadli Shari. Yesterday, Fadli called for the Youth and Sports Ministry to withdraw Hanis's indefinite suspension from representing the country. He further urged Youth and Sports Minister Hannah Yoh to intervene in the matter and call for the suspension to be lifted. Yesterday, the Youth and Sports Ministry announced that Hanis has been suspended over her alleged racist remark about a concert featuring famed Indian composer A.R. Rahman held in Kuala Lumpur last month. Amanah may have a clue on what is the driving force behind the green wave. The credibility of PAS and Perikatan Nasional has taken a blow with the apology by Perak PAS head Razman Zakaria to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim yesterday. This is according to Permatang Pasir Assembly person Faiz Fadzil. The Amanah leader said the apology showed that the green wave stems from slanderous campaign methods, including accusations that Pakatan Harapan supports a communist agenda or that Anwar has ties to Israel. He said Razman's claims that Anwar had a LGBT agenda during the last general election was only one of the slanderous materials used by PAS and PN. Faiz added that Malay voters should take heed of this apology because a lot of PAS and PN's campaign materials were based on slander involving race and religion. Yesterday, Razman issued a written apology to Anwar before the Ipoh High Court for claiming that the latter would promote an LGBT agenda, allow same-sex marriage and support a communist agenda upon becoming Prime Minister. This was part of a settlement agreement between the two. Anwar had agreed to withdraw his defamation suit against Razman to seek 5 million ringgit in view of the apology. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.